Hello there, everyone. Today is Wednesday, August 9th. It's Wednesday. That means it's New Comic Book Day. So you know what that means? It means it's time for comics again. Hey, thanks for stopping by and watching this week's episode of Comics Again, the show where I take a couple minutes out of your day to tell you all the new number ones coming your way each week. Let's get down to it. As has been the case recently, I start off with DC's Night Terrors, but a lot of the tie-ins for it this week have already sold out because everyone has added it to their subscription lists via the Comic Hub app. So if you don't have that, maybe think about signing up, and that way you don't miss out on any books. But first off for you, there is a new issue of Night Terrors. It's issue 3 of 4. It's here. The Night Terrors continue. How will Deadman, Batman, and Sandman all team up to stop the nightmares? Find out. It's Night Terrors issue 3. There was like a Zatanna, there was a Robin, there was a Green Lantern, Flash, something like that. It's the second wave of them. So go back and look at the one from the first wave and just add 2. Or add 1 to make it 2. It's a 2. And as far as another number 1 for you, DC Comics has a Superman annual number 1 dealing with a bunch of those threads that have been hanging from this opening arc of Superman. Superman's involved in the whole Night Terrors, so they're wrapping it up in the annual, figuring out what's going on with Superman, that problems with Metropolis, Lex Luthor being in jail. What's up with Parasite? Find out in here. It's the Superman annual for 2023. Over there at Marvel Comics, the Fall of X continues with the Children of the Vault. Find out what's going on with the Children of the Vault as the X-Men have fallen from grace. There's also a Immortal X-Men this week that picks up immediately following the events of the gala. So, Children of the Vault, and check out the Immortal X-Men. Another number 1 for you from Marvel Comics is the Ghost Rider Wolverine Weapons of Vengeance issue 1. This is a little 4-part thing that crosses over between Wolverine and Ghost Rider, both written by Ben Percy. So I guess that's how that happens. But find out how these two classic team-up guys, they're always teaming up. They're Marvel Comics Presents, they ran into each other. Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, Wolverine, and those guys are together, they're working together, they are fighting together, they're fighting each other. Weapons of Vengeance, issue 1. To be continued in Ghost Rider, the next issue. The Spider-Man annual this week kicks off the Contest of Chaos stuff, so find out what's going on with everyone's favorite Agatha. You know, who's Agatha all along? Agatha Harkness is doing stuff with the heroes, so find out what's going on here in the Spider-Man annual. And in the Star Wars corner of the Marvel Universe, there is another one of those one-shots continuing the celebration of the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. This time around, you gotta look at Max Rebo. What was Max Rebo doing during all of that? And apparently he had a plan. How did the plan? What's the plan? Did it work? Find out in here in the Max Rebo one-shot for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And coming away from the other publishers, I got a book coming at you from Dark Horse. It's the Killer Queens Volume 2, issue number 1. It's the continuing adventures of your favorite space gays here as they go and fight a planet of the patriarchy. Killer Queens, Series 2, issue 1. From Boom Studios and writer Greg Pak continues the Mech Deck U story that's going to become a series on Netflix. Here is Mech Cadets, issue number 1. The series will be on your Netflix later this month, but get in on the ground floor now with the first issue of the series. And in a book that looks very much for kids, but is very much not for kids, is a Saturday afternoon horror parody, The Dwellings from Oni Press. This book looks pretty awesome. It's $10. It's a beefy boy, and it's got everything you know and love about horror and Saturday morning cartoons wrapped into one adorable volume. Check it out. It's Dwellings issue 1 from Oni. Now let's look on over at the graphic novel section. First off, the complete series all in one book. It's Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo Di Felici's series Oblivion Song, the book that they did before they brought the Transformers into the Image universe. Oblivion Song destroyed a large portion of Philadelphia. Find out how, what, why, and did they fix it in the complete edition of Oblivion Song in this big old compendium from Image Comics. It's issues 1 through 36 for $49.99. You can't beat it. It's awesome. It's got Philadelphia. Things get monstery, super monstery. Also coming your way from Image Comics is the series from Mark Miller and his whole Millerverse that a lot of us were kind of caught off guard with as far as like, do I want to keep reading it? How can I keep reading it? The issues keep selling out. What's going on? Each issue had a different artist. It was pretty great, and it is now touching on the events of what's going on in his big event, Big Game. It's the Ambassadors Volume 1. It's the whole series of the Ambassadors right here in this graphic novel, in one graphic novel. It's issues 1 through 6, The Ambassadors, from Miller, from Image. It's got creators like Frank Whiteley, Travis Charest, Olivier Coipel, Matteo Scalera. It's all like the big hitters that you want to look at their artwork in one story about people from all around the world getting superpowers. One from each country. Remember, it continues in Big Game. But get this book now, Ambassadors, Volume 1, 1999. And the one book this week that I am most excited about, it's a collection of Shaolin Cowboy, Cruel to Be Kin. It's the latest collection of Shaolin Cowboy by one of the best creators in comics working today, Jeff Darrow. This thing is great. It's insane. It's got a giant baby man. It's got lizards. It's got everything you want. The entire series is collected in this book for $34.99. You can't go wrong with this. Shaolin Cowboy. All right, that's it for me this week. Thanks for tuning in and sitting through this Comic Skin video. I'll be back here to do it again next week, as I do every Wednesday. So feel free to mark your calendars or set a Google alert or whatever. If you can't shop in store with us, feel free to shop online with us at bravenewworldscomics.com. And be sure to tune in Friday for Casey's Comics Forever video, where she's going to tell you to read something you maybe never read before or have read, and you will agree with her. So that's it for me. See you next week, everybody. Have a great one. Go read some comics.